How's it going, people? It's Mike again on this gloomy, rainy day in here in New York, and today I thought I'd be talking to you a little bit about being a survivor, you, versus being a victim, i.e. the narcissist, okay? This has been a topic that's been on my mind, so I thought I'd talk about it. So please, if you can relate or this resonates with you, please leave a like, comment down below, subscribe, all that good stuff. Share your thoughts and opinions with the community and for those who could still use it. So I'm just going to jump right into it. You've probably gone through something, or some things for that matter, that your average person walking the planet cannot even fathom going through, or otherwise should never be subjected to. This can range from being a survivor of abuse, whether it is physical, emotional, mental, verbal, all of these things, of which I've been subjected to myself. Not fun. Financial abuse, etc., who knows. But one thing's for certain is that when one is subjected to narcissistic abuse in any relationship, whether it be with your significant other, your friend, co-worker, family member, whoever, this was probably one of the worst relationships you've ever been a part of, if not the worst, I should say. And you probably still to this day wonder how, you were still resilient and strong to endure it in the first place. Throughout that relationship, that so-called relationship, you were probably walking on eggshells the entire time, not wanting to rub the narcissist off the wrong way, say anything to upset them, and so much more that meets the eye. But you never asked or wanted for any of this. But you gave the narcissist the benefit of the doubt in the beginning. Why? Because you were caught up in the trauma bond, as were many of us. The narcissist put on an act like a clown in a circus, like they somehow related very much to you, how much they, could relate to you, how much you pitied them, because more than likely the narcissist knew you were not in a good space, that you were an empath, and perhaps they were not in a good headspace either, almost guaranteed, whether they had mental and or psychological baggage. And so they played victim with you, okay, in order to play your heartstrings, perhaps get you to open up, perhaps open up your wallet, okay, to pity them, to serve them, to get you to put your life on hold, to cater to them selflessly. And you probably said and did a lot of things for the narcissist to help them, expecting them to remember one day and reciprocate. But you could have been future faked, you could have been played like a finely tuned musical instrument by the narc. But the narcissist cannot empathize with your issue or issues, or anybody else's for that matter, except their own. They will use their targets, like you, as a sounding board. Nothing you say or do will ever be good enough for the narcissist. I just want to make that clear. To be fair, like I said, you've probably endured hell and back. Whether it was before, during the relationship, or both. But as I say, the narcissist cannot care or empathize for you or anybody but themselves. It's always me, 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 me. This is why you must vet people, those who do have your best interests at heart, okay? Or at the very least, don't kick you down when you're on the ground or manipulate you in any way, shape, or form. Not willingly, no. The narcissist does not care if you've been abused before. They don't care if they are the ones dishing it out, whether it be physical, emotional, financial. I could go on. They do not care. All they care about are their own issues, their victimhood, not their wanting to survive. They just want to play victim, okay? But to be fair with you, you more than likely offer the narcissist help, therapy perhaps, being the empath and good person that you are, only for the narcissist to take you on a roller coaster ride of abuse, narcissistic abuse, calling you only when you needed, only when they needed, okay? Making every conversation one-sided. They probably never took your advice or offers to help quell their victimhood, but nothing you say or do, like I said, will ever satiate the narcissist. These are just facts, inconvenient facts at that. They probably resisted your attempts to help them get therapy or to accompany you to therapy or whatever the case may have been. Okay? They didn't want the help, at least when you were with them. Now, to be clear, I'm not suggesting that the narcissist has not been subjected to something horrible themselves. Maybe they received abuse or mistreatment when they were kids or when they were married as adults, you know? But one must really question their motives and the validity, sincerity, because they could very well be fabricating, aka making stuff up. Harping on the first 3 marriages, which all probably failed or lasted less than a year, right? And it could never ever be the narcissist's fault, ever. And now as a result, they're now using their victimhood, their past, present trauma, whatever, to abuse you as an excuse, to mistreat you, play mind games, and even mental gymnastics, gaslighting, stonewalling, triangulation, projection. I could go on. None of which are called for in a healthy, stable relationship, whatever it may be or worth. You work through your problems mutually as a team and not hold anything back, you know. You don't bottle it up like a toxic person, but you did a mountain of work to get through whatever you endured, and along comes the narcissist, wearing their mask, trying to come at you when you're in a vulnerable position. More common than I really care to think about, but this is the manipulation game of a narcissist, just one of many. They weaponize their victimhood and most likely invalidated and or undermined what you've endured or survived through, whether you were abused, severely injured, ill, just some examples. But they ruminate in what once was or whatever happened to them, whereas we have processed what has happened. We've gotten the help that we needed and more to hopefully move on, or at least be in the process of doing so. But when it comes to the narcissist and victimhood, they may resist any and all attempts to get help, whether it be therapy with you or on their own watch. They just don't improve. Whatever happens, though, the narcissist does not change for the better. They do not have the capacity or the capability, I should say, to change for the better, as opposed to their victim, the empath, their target of abuse, source of supply, whatever you want to call it. But we're not sources of supply. We're not some disposable object. No. We're a human being just like anyone else, right? But kindness must not be mistaken for weakness. That's a fact, especially in light of darkness of what's transpired between you and the narcissist, whatever abuse or trauma you endured, single or both. Being the bigger, stronger, wiser adult in the room may work for you, but it will not improve your relationship with the narcissist, period. They may weaponize their victimhood, yours or both. They take whatever they need, I should say, and they run. They just take the money and run. They take whatever they need or use in that moment, and they just move on to the next source of supply as if you were a disposable object. I'm sorry to say that, but it's true. And this is why we must vet people more closely, more wisely, or even walk this path alone. Okay? just to clear our heads, or at least until someone non-toxic, like a non-toxic person, comes along and doesn't see you as a victim and who sees you as a survivor. Somebody who won't walk 100 feet in front of you in public, appearing to be single, while you have a metal back brace over your shoulder, perhaps, 2-story. Somebody who won't eat faster than you just to get out of the restaurant faster and move on to the next source of supply, whoever it may be. And they don't leave your text on red for 48 hours. Somebody who doesn't give you a one-worded answer, if they ever do. In other words, somebody who will treat you right. And this is why, being survivors of trauma and abuse, including narcissistic abuse, we must conserve our energy for, most importantly, ourselves and whoever is kind enough and genuine enough to help us and be loyal to us, both during good times and the bad times. We don't bottle up our toxicity, as I said, and play victim for just any unsuspecting person who doesn't see the narcissist for who they are and whatever they keep hidden behind that mask that they wear. That's what separates us, survivors, from the narcissistic victim, or that narcissist who just mopes all the time and they spread their toxicity onto other people, whether it be you, their own family, their kids, exes, so-called friends, so on and so forth. Okay? So, whoever else that is, they don't know, they might not know any better. Maybe they haven't endured a narcissistic abusive relationship before, or they're just not prepared for it. This is why we must often, but not always, because this is how we are survivors. You know, the narcissist just likes to surround themselves with people of their own kind. Other narcissists, more often than not, on social media, where they can get their gratification and validation on there for their -10 followers. So with that, you know, I'm just going to wrap up this video and conclude with this. Survive and thrive. Be someone who can help and inspire others however you can, and not just play off of their bad experiences. This is not what anyone of any sound mind does, not willingly at least. Okay? Us as survivors, we've endured the hardship. We've gone through the fire and emerged from the flames. We've gotten the help. And we've introspected all the things which the narcissist is not capable of. And that's a wrap. So with that, I'm just going to leave it right there. Don't be, you know, spreading toxic victimhood like the narcissist does. You know, take your experience for what it was or experience is and learn from it. And that's what separates you from the narcissist. So with that, I'm just going to leave it right there. This is Mike. God bless you all. I love you. Take care. All right. Bye.